and welcome to this interview with Aprajita Lal, one of the artists that is currently on display virtually in Alpha Art Gallery in our current exhibition, Bonds Beyond Time. My name is Caroline, and together we're going to be going over some of your creative process, some of your pieces that you've contributed to our online presentation. So to start off, how are you today?
I'm doing absolutely great, and it feels good to be here with you and the entire team of Aprajita.
Awesome. So to start off, I guess I'm interested in how you kind of got started in art. What were your early inspirations?
So I had an interesting journey. As far as art is concerned, I started painting pretty early during my childhood. And so I was in my third grade when my mom made me send some artworks to one of the, so we used to get these camel colors. And there used to be a coupon code. There used to be a coupon inside that, which used to be an all India camel color contest. And there used to be a theme probably every quarter or something, and people used to send their entries. So that's how my mom made me, paint few things, and I sent those. And to my surprise, I got the first prize. And then I was awarded in the school assembly, and I think that was pretty much the spark. And after that, I started participating in all art-related competitions. I started trying, different things. If it is a landscape competition, I would practice different landscapes and go for the contest and competition. And I kept doing that, during my growing up years. Then I did engineering, got into an IT job. I was into an IT corporate, a very, I would say, a highly achieving career path in IT until 2019.
Okay.
But painting was always a passion, so I used to keep painting whenever I used to get time. And whenever I'll have a bunch of artworks, I would put up an exhibition. And I used to get good feedback from people, and that just started building some confidence in me, although I've never learned this professionally. That just gave me the confidence that my art is presentable and people like it. Hence, last year I decided to quit those 17 years of IT corporate world and become a full-time artist.
Well, I think it certainly paid off. I think it was the perfect choice, based on what we're seeing today. And a lot of your pieces in this exhibition, Bonds Beyond Time, were done in oils. Is there a particular reason why you were drawn to that medium, or?
No, so oils is one of the mediums of my choice, but not my favorite.
Okay.
So I do oils when I know that, I have enough time to finish this painting. Everything is not in my head at the time when I start painting. Because oil as a medium gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of time to keep making changes, keep making connections till the time you're not happy with the outcome. That ways, I start in oil painting and it keeps lingering on for months, while my favorite medium is watercolors.
Is there, maybe a reason why you feel watercolors are better for the work that you like to do?
I love the spontaneity and the transparency of watercolors. I really enjoy the moment the water and color, they come together on the paper and they spread. I just enjoy the entire process of watercolors. Whereas when you do acrylics, oils, or any other medium, it has that stagnance. It takes a while. You have to make effort to spread it. Whereas I like the fluidity and spontaneity of the watercolors.
Definitely. I was wondering if we could talk a little bit about the aspect of spirituality in some of your work. I'm curious if God plays a large role in your creative process, and if you feel that maybe art and God come together in your pieces in any way.
So I think what I find in art, as well as spirituality, or when we talk about it, when we talk about God, it's all about finding peace within yourself. And because I paint a lot of nature, so I think they just blend in beautifully when I paint nature, I get into that meditative mode. I'm like, I'm disconnected from everything else and I'm just lost in what I'm painting. So for example, if I'm painting waterfall, I can actually feel the gush of the water. I can actually, feel that breeze being right there. So yeah, I try to probably transpose myself into that and then paint. So it is meditative. You call it spirituality, or you. But then in lots of my pieces, light plays an important role.
Yeah.
And when you talk about light, those, for example, the sun rays here, the breeze coming out of this. So light plays an important role because I feel that brings a lot of optimism, a lot of hope and positivity. So.
And is that what you see in nature? You see light, you see hope?
Oh, I see everything in nature and everything which is very positive and beautiful.
So since nature is so prevalent in many of your works, can you speak to what role nature plays in perhaps moonlit stormy sea, in terms of like mood, in terms of feeling?
So from nature, I only get the positive vibes. When I'm going for a hike or a trail, or if I'm out with, I just keep looking at the wonders and the beauties of nature. Every flower is different, even if it is on the same plant. Every flower looks different. It has different petals. It has every angle of the particular flower or the leaf, or every hill looks different, and you can even when you look at the clouds, you can start imagining shapes or characters out of that. So there is so much that nature gives you as far as the creativity is concerned. So I absolutely enjoy painting nature. And nature being primary subject of most of my paintings, I think I never fall short of ideas what to paint, because there's abundance that nature provides us to as far as the subjects are concerned. What should I paint next? So I have already a list of selected photographs that I would have clicked somewhere somehow that I would want to paint. So I think I would never fall short of my subjects with painting nature.
Now I guess on kind of the other side of that coin, we have a few of your abstract works. And since nature obviously has such a great impact on your creative process, I'm wondering if you think those abstract works are somewhat separate from nature, or if you think that elements of nature are brought into your abstract works more subtly.
So I think even when I do abstracts, I try to still make them happy and cheerful. So that's for some reason I feel that art has a power of healing and bringing positivity and taking you to those meditative moods. So which is healthy every which ways. So I always say that the happiness that I get when I'm making a painting, I want my audience to feel the same happiness when they look at my artworks. So I want to just create a positive world through my artwork. So even if I'm making an abstract, it won't be a dark abstract. I even try to make, use the bright, nice colors which are going to bring a little smile on your face when you look at them. So if you would have noticed, I never touch a black paint. I may have the darker tones of the blues, browns, greens and everything, but in nature, I feel that there is nothing which is pitch black. I never use black, and for some reason black gives me a repulsive feeling.
More like a darkness. That you're trying to avoid in spreading the message.
So although there are a lot of darks in this painting as well, but those are the shadows, and those are I don't open a black tube ever. So that's just me.
I think it comes across lovely that there are just things that the light isn't touching at the moment, but that doesn't mean it won't. Now some of your pieces I think are somewhat more connected, intertwined. I'm thinking specifically of Moonlit, Stormy Sea, and See You Again. Why are you drawn to that lone sailboat? What is it about that kind of is fascinating to you?
So I feel that every individual goes through his, her own journey. And I relate myself to a lonely boat, where I am exploring the world myself, I am living through those experiences and learning from that journey. So for this one, I called this See You Soon. So I see how the sun is kissing the boat, and the next morning they're going to see each other again. So it's always one. It is how you go through your different phases of life, and at the same time keep coming back to those. So I did a complete series on boats. For some reason, boats fascinate me. I did a complete series on boats, which includes watercolors, acrylics, oils. I don't know why. Probably I relate to it.
And I think, particularly with those two pieces, there is one that is slightly darker than the other. So with those two pieces, were you trying to perhaps maybe convey a sort of dichotomy there, or maybe just different moments of the day that mean different things to you?
No, I think what I was trying to do in both of them was, so this is a calmer water, whereas the stormy sky, which is not here right now, has those let's say very restless waters, maybe wrecking the boat. So I think that's how our life is. We have those ups and downs, and even in the stormy sky, the beauty is that it's moonlit. That moon is shining so bright at night that is still showing you way, although you're going through the rough patch in life. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Is what was so again, in both of them, although they are two different moods, but the message is a positive message.
And I see that there's kind of, so there we have the serene and the chaotic. Are both of those emotions something that guide you when you're painting?
Of course, and I think those are just two faces of a coin. You have a serene patch, you want that calmness, but at the same time, chaos is what you're managing. And I feel that you won't be able to appreciate either of them without each other. If there's no chaos, you won't realize that what serene or calmness means to you. And the same goes for the chaos. You won't understand that this is chaos unless you've gone through a nice peaceful patch in life. So hence I feel that they go hand in hand all the time in our experiences as well as in my art.
And then I also think that some of your simple pieces have a lot to give. Purple Vines is one that I was drawn to just for its simplicity and subject. It's just purple vines. What about the simplicity of that piece drew you in so that you were like, this is an important subject? Simplicity is an important subject.
So as you were saying that, I get drawn to plants, flowers, nature, all of those. So I started painting that. I was thinking, should I use greens? But greens is very regular. So I started painting that in blues and purples and pinks, and when I put blues, pinks and purples, I was like, there's nothing which is still catching my eye, hence those little white flowers popped out. So it was all an intuitive process. And as I say that, when you do oil paintings, you keep working on a piece till the time you're not happy with the end result. So I think that's a small piece. It took me longer, but I'm happy that it really turned out and gave me what I was looking for in a painting which just has some vines and some leaves.
And you can see in that where, as you were saying earlier, that you're drawn to the light, where you started with a darker purple and it led you to
the white
flowers and pinks. I think that's definitely prevalent there. I'd love to talk about that top piece right there, lily pads. I found there was both a lot of movement in that piece and a lot of depth. I think possibly the water kind of conveys that. What kind of message were you hoping to impart to viewers of that piece in particular?
I wanted to capture the light falling on the lily pads, but at the same time I wanted to bring that reflection of the trees and the water right there. So it's more of all the elements of the earth coming together, just one piece. it's a small piece, but it's very dear to me because of the colors and how, you know, a little bit of light showing here and here, and then the reflection of the trees in the water, and then there are some twigs and stuff falling onto the lily pad. So I just enjoyed making it. I didn't really think of, you know, what should be the message in this. So I just enjoyed making it. So I also did a couple of paintings on water lilies, some in watercolors, some in oil.
And were you still drawn to the watercolors when you were doing the lily pad series?
No, not this one. But I did some watercolors lilies as well. So there is one in acrylics, and then probably 2 or 3 in watercolors.
Now, this has got to be the piece behind me here. A Path Less Traveled is my favorite.
Oh, thank you so much.
Definitely, I found a great affinity for that, and I think perhaps that has to do with my interest, or, you know, kind of a literature nerd. Was Frost's poem something that was on your mind when you were creating this?
It was. So it's more of a path which is less traveled, and this somehow depicts my journey. When I decided to quit my corporate career, most of my circle was, you know, this coming from the same backgrounds, right? Right from the time we did our post-grad till the time, you know. So all my friends, all like, are you sure you want to do this? And it's like, yes, I do. Then at the same time, there were so many who were like, wow, you're taking a bold step. That's amazing. You know, you're following your passion. So I think this was a little less traveled path, and I would have never imagined that I would become a full-time artist one day. But here I am, and I'm just enjoying this journey.
We love to, you know, we are the recipients of the fruits of your labor, so I think everything has been really incredible. I don't really have any other questions. Do you have any, you know, lingering thoughts? Are there pieces that you're working on now that you're excited about that you'd like to tell viewers and people kind of following your art at the time?
So I'm somebody who has been hyperactive all through the last couple of years. So I have 2 grown-up daughters. One is 10, one is 12. And me and my husband, both of us work corporate IT jobs. So even at work, I used to be somebody who was always exceeding expectations, or, you know, moving. So I was growing well. You know, I think I've accomplished really well in my professional career so far. So when I started, you know, this, I would say it's a little venture of mine. Right? So when I started this, I used to be really, you know, I used to get really irritated about, things are not moving, not able to do this. So I started making an achievement board, and a board where I'm, you know, lining up things. So I just try to keep myself as busy as possible. So currently I have an exhibition going on in New York City at Watercolors for the entire summer. So they give a floor to an artist for the entire season, and I was lucky enough to be chosen for the summer season. Then I did another exhibition in Jersey itself that was in the month of February and March. With almost 25 artworks. So it was a solo exhibition. I called it as Rhythms. Presently, I'm working on a commission piece, which is an abstract, which has nothing to do with nature and nothing which is very well defined, but has bright yellows, reds, oranges, you know, all those really fiery, fiery colors. And it's a 3 feet by 4 feet, so it's a huge piece, not just one, but 2 of them. And they're heading to Colorado next week, so they're pretty much finished. So that's been keeping me busy. And now being summers are here, I love teaching as well, so I have a lot of these summer art camps lined up.
I'd love to hear more about that.
So those are going to be weekly camps for the kids. And on weekends I'm doing these adult workshops. So lots of moms reach out to me that, you know, we also want a break. Let's paint together. And we do a 4 to 6 hour workshop between Saturday, Sunday, and if Friday works, because not everybody can take those 3 hours every day. So generally we split it in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 2 hours every day, we end up making beautiful artwork which they can put up in their room.
Yeah.
It's not those painted succession that you happily painted and had wine with, but then it stays in one corner in the house. So my idea of the workshop is that you should make one piece, maybe spend 6 hours on that, but create something that you should be proud of, showing off, in your living room or your bedroom. So we do that.
Yeah, lots of summer plans then.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting. Well, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing a little bit of your process and your insight into some of the pieces that we are featuring right now.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for having me here.